So we're checking out the ZealSound RGB microphone arm stand. Now, if you guys don't know, when you're streaming and when you're gaming and you have an RGB light setup like this, it absolutely improves your gaming times 100. I'm really excited because I've needed a new arm stand for quite some time, and this one comes a little fancier than the rest because it does have that sweet RGB mixed with it, so that's really cool. Now, taking this out of this box here, immediately I can feel it. It is absolutely 1000% quality. This is a really, really nice metal set of materials that's being used here. You can tell this is kind of where the RGB light is. And then it has what looks like the USB cable to go ahead and power the actual light itself. So that's really cool. Then you have what is going to be kind of that desk mount clamp here, which is really cool. And let me see, so far out of this box here, this looks also very much quality, as I struggle getting that out. And yeah, this is really, really nice. As you guys can see, it's this type of clamp technology. So basically, you're gonna put this on your desk. It's got a really nice little soft mesh part right here as well, which is good because it won't damage your desk. So they really kind of thought of everything with this, which is really good to see. Then you have some of these zip ties. So if you need to, you know, kind of control your wires a little better, this is going to be very useful for that. So right out of the box, very simple, very easy to kind of check out and see, and I like that. And we'll go ahead now and plug this in and check it out. Now, one thing I want to take note of is that this is USB-A right here. So if you just need to plug this into your computer to get that power, whatever you need, I'm going to be plugging it directly to a power source, and we're going to see if this thing completely just lights up the whole room here, which is really cool. It does have a switch here, a little power button, and on and off, and there it is. Right then and there, you get completely 100% light up capabilities, which is really cool. Another thing I want to mention here real quick is that if you guys take a look right here, there is this 1/4 inch right here, and this is removable as well. I'm going to personally need this because we're going to plug in like a Shure SM7B. We'll plug in a microphone right now. But this is really good to see as well, is that it comes already equipped with this. So let's go ahead and set this up and see how it looks. All right, so we're gonna start off, obviously the number one thing, we gotta put this on right here so we can actually clamp this to the desk. One thing I'm seeing right here is when you actually like fit this in, if it's really sturdy, it's gonna be really hard to get this out. So you don't gotta worry about like, cause I've had these before where they're just like really flimsy and the microphone arm itself will just kind of fall all over the place. And you're not getting that with this design, which I really like. All right, so now we're just gonna clamp this on and go ahead and do it just nice and easy. So far, like I said, one of the things I like about this clamp is that it 100% has that like soft mesh set to it, so it won't actually mess this like really nice wooden desk that I have here, which is really good. And that's something that I really appreciate it because in the past I've had a lot of different boom arms and they have 100% like left dents in my desk, and I'm just not a big fan of that. So right there, as you guys can see, it 100% just like clamped on really well. And then you have what is the RGB right there, as you guys can see. And the lighting is just really, really neat so far. Let me take a step back here because I want you guys to check out that it does have a swivel design, as you guys can see right here. If you wanted to loosen this up, you simply just go ahead and release this right here, and this will definitely loosen this up a little bit now. And so now you kind of have this thing that can move a little bit easier, as you guys can see. So really, really cool. Very happy to see that. It's very, very like the springs right here. It's very, very like sturdy, and it's going to hold up very heavy mics. I can tell, like it's really cool in that sense. So it's like it's really strong. I love it, but you can still move it. It doesn't take that much. And then like right here was where we're going to go ahead now and put the mic, and we'll go ahead now and put the mic here in a second. And there you go. So when you loosen this part up right here, you can go ahead now and just put in the microphone. So just very, very cool design. As you guys can see, I mean, that RGB is gorgeous, and I'm a big fan of that. So I have a Shure SM7B, as you guys can see here. This is a notoriously heavy mic, and that's something that I'm wondering, will this thing be able to hold up a microphone like this, and will I be able to use it and move it around and do what I need to do if I were to, you know, make a video, or if I were streaming, or I was doing any of those types of activities. And so far, this thing is completely 100% attaching on really, really well, which is good to see. And there it is. And then we just need to tighten this portion up right here. So just keep that in mind. So as you guys can see, you can really move this around to where you need it to. And so if I were to be making a video, I would probably have it something like, it's actually really like, it's really sturdy, which is really good. Let me go ahead and tighten this up now. But you would tighten this up really well right here. And there it is. And there you have it now really tight, which is really cool right there. I love that. Love how tight it is right here, which is cool. All right, so I wanted you guys to see how this looked if I were to like maybe set up a podcast or I was gonna do anything along those lines. So I went ahead and moved it a little further down the desk so it looks a little more realistic than where I had it before. And so far, like I said, very, very impressed right now. And I'm actually loosening it up, which is not what you wanna do. But you can really set this up in a variety of ways. You can kind of see how it looks on the camera, and we'll sit back right now and we'll definitely showcase that a little further. I could probably clamp this on a little tighter on my desk, but we'll leave it that way like this for now. And then we'll go ahead and just put it down this way so we can put it at my mouth level. And this thing is very intuitive in regards to setting this up to where you want it in terms of the flexibility. Like if you want this really like to your face, you want to set this up. If you want to do it really high, you can boom this up higher as well, which is really cool. And there's just a lot of cool stuff happening here. So let's say I'm on a podcast and I want to go ahead and kind of have this thing just like show those sweet, beautiful lights. I mean, you can really set this up the way you want. And like I said, this thing is completely flexible. So let's say you wanted to change this system up completely differently with this boom arm, and maybe you wanted a little bit more overhead. You can absolutely do that, and we'll set that up in a second. But I just wanted you guys to see how easy it is to really like get this thing locked in, set up, and looking really good on camera, because that's a big deal for a lot of us who stream and do YouTube videos, and that's something that we look for. And there we go. So I wanted to set this up like if it was a little bit more overhead, and you can absolutely do that as well. I mean, this thing is just really, really neat. It's really like I have it pretty tight right now, so I'm like trying to make sure like it's so sturdy that the spring is so like nice that you really can set this up and it'll just stay nice and firm, which I really, really like. And so there we go. So if you wanted to do an overhead shot, you can absolutely do that as well. And this thing will absolutely fill up that bill as well. So if I wanted this maybe a little bit more overhead, or I was talking to the camera this way and I had the microphone this way, but you still get that nice RGB lighting. I mean, this thing is really, really cool and it's really fitting that bill. So overall, guys, am I a big fan of this ZealSound boom arm? I mean, this is just awesome. As you guys can see, the aesthetics are great. It's very flexible. I've had no problems versus other boom arms in the past where they have certain springs and you can't even move anything up and down. This one is like nice and firm and steady. You can definitely feel safe that your microphone will be protected, and well, it's hanging right here, these expensive microphones, but at the same time you're getting something that looks really good. And overall, I have to say, materials, everything involved with this, the simple ease of use of just pressing a little button, turning this thing on and off, which we'll go ahead and do real quick. I mean, what more do you want? That's really, really cool, really, really simple. So overall, do I recommend this? Absolutely. This is awesome. I'm a big fan of this, and if you guys can't tell, this is absolutely worth using, worth grabbing, and definitely think about it if you're looking for a boom arm with a little bit of swag and flair and these RGB lights.